Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sorrowful here, and because so many of you asked, here's my personal Reboot server training guide. Now guys, I can't stress this enough, but seriously, this guide revolves around how I train and the maps I've used to level up. I have 2 characters above level 120 on the Reboot server, so I kinda know what's what in the Reboot world. And I know that if your class sucks at mobbing, you're gonna have the worst time ever. For a list of my top 15 classes to main in the Reboot server, click the annotation that popped up right now in the top right side of this video. Also, the Maple Guide feature is still a completely viable alternative to any training guide, so don't feel like you have to follow myself or others and train only in the maps you are shown. Deviate as you wish, and do your best to have a good time leveling up. With all of that out of the way, what do you say we get to training? From levels 10 to 20, you're going to want to train on green mushrooms, orange mushrooms, all of the golem variations, and pretty much anything that moves near the Genesis area. From levels 20 to 30, you're going to train on the golem variations, Mushmom, blue Mushmom, streetlights in Edelstein, or those weird looking yellow robot things in Edelstein. Alternatively, from levels 10 to 30, some classes have quest lines that you can actually do, all the way up to level 30. If your class has the quest line, then I recommend you do it. For example, I know resistance classes have a pretty solid quest line that's quite efficient in terms of getting you from level 10 all the way to level 30. From level 30 to 38, you can do the L&L Fairy Academy quest line, which is pretty neat. Alternatively, from levels 30 to 50, if your class has really good mobbing capabilities by second job, then you can go straight to Gold Beach and train on the various maps there, as well as do the quest line there if you want, all the way until level 50. From level 50 to 60, I favor the Rihanna Straight questline as it's completely condensed into one area and is a very efficient questline to get some easy levels. From level 60 to 75, you're going to want to head to the infamous Copper Drakes. Now, because this map is so well known, it is also very populated. However, do not be afraid to party up with members and train together. I've actually been in a party at Copper Drakes with about 5 or 6 people in the party, and it was still very good experience, with each of us having one platform to ourselves, and 2 of the platforms had 2 people on it. It was still very good, and this is still a very great training spot. Now, starting from level 70, you can go to the Romeo and Juliet PQ, which of course we all know by now, and you could actually do this PQ and it'll still be efficient in gaining you levels all the way until level 120, so please keep that in mind throughout the rest of this video. From level 75 to 85, you can go ahead and head over to the White Fangs mob located in El Nath. From 85 to 95, you could kick it with the Sandrats and Scorpions in Orient or Ariant, however you want to pronounce it. And from level 95 to 100, you can go ahead and train on Rashes in Leifer. Now, starting from level 100, a few options start to become more and more viable, giving you more to choose from, which is always good in my opinion. So what I recommend for the levels of 100 to 140 are the Monster Park Extreme, of course doing Zachem Arms, as well as the various maps in Leifer. There's a bunch of them you could go to, like Blood Harps, Kentauruses if you're actually pretty strong, as well as hankies and maps alike. As a viewer of mine pointed out, you should aim to look for burning maps like shown here in the screenshot. Burning maps give the mobs on that map a bonus of up to 100% extra EXP per kill, which can literally double the rate at which you level up at. So try looking for abandoned maps that have at least a 60% increased EXP rate, and once it drops back down to about 20% or so, you can quickly scout for another fresh burning map. From level 110 to 120, you can go ahead and train on Robos in Ludibrium or the classic Lionheart Castle. But let me warn you, it's nothing like the old Lionheart Castle. However, I trained there for a bit and it's actually pretty decent experience, especially if you could move around the map very swiftly and quickly, but it's definitely more of a solo map. From level 120 to 140, you're going to want to continue training on the various maps in Leifer, of course scaling up to the mobs that are closer to your level, as well as gather a group of friends and take on Hilla. And finally, from level 140 to level 165, you're going to want to focus on the Dimension Invasion PQ, although it might be best to bring a party along because the mobs there do some serious damage, and this time instead of the various maps and mobs in Leafer, you're going to want to focus on the various maps and mobs in the Temple of Time, which I gotta admit are pretty damn awesome. Thank you all for watching. This has been a Sorrowful production, and if you guys found this quick reboot server training guide helpful in any way, shape, or form, then be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.